Right, good morning. On a little day session back at Waldens Farm. It's now 8 o'clock. I've been here for an hour, fishing for about 10 minutes. I've got the left hand rod just over behind the island to the left there, and the right hand rod is straight in front just underneath the tree canopy. Right, as you might be able to tell, it's a bit chilly, but my tactics for today are quite simple. All I've done is in my room last night, tied up four little PVA bags, a little bit of plastic on the hair, little KD rig, size 8 hook, braided hook link, 2 ounce lead in there because I'm trying to fish quite heavy now. I'm on proper gear today, 2 3/4 pound test curve rods, as opposed to my normal 1.5 pounds that I bring down here. The reason being, I just want to see if I can get a few fish on them and get a bit of a bend in them. Once again. Right, as you can see, sun's getting up a bit. Looks absolutely gorgeous, but all I've had so far is still that one little skimmer. Right, here we are. Swim's 10 minutes later on. I've just repositioned my left hand rod to now my right hand rod, and I've pinged it basically straight up the gap past where I've been feeding all the pellet. I put in 10 pouches of 8mm pellet in the gap up there, so we've got pellet all the way up through there, and hopefully it'll start fizzing in a bit and it won't be bream. We'll see. Right, I've moved again as usual. I'm coming up into this swim here. The reason being, I've just come up to check my pre-bait spot. It's just around to the left here, and next to that platform there. In fact, I should be able to zoom on it from here. It's literally where those ripples are coming out of. That's my pre-bait spot, and fish are moving in and around it. But as I've come up, I've seen a big ghosty sat in there, and I thought, well, okay, there's fish in the area. Let's have a look further up. I've come up here, had a look in this swim here, which is one of my favourite ones. and I've seen fish cruising around on the top, and also fish fizzing through the lilies. So what I did before I left, put a couple of handfuls in the lilies down to the right. I'm now going to get a rod on it, and we're going to go from there. So I've just been watching these two. There you get an idea. Both probably mid doubles. Well worth catching. I may have just dropped a little bit of a boo-boo. I've been pre-baiting that little spot just over my shoulder since I've been down here. Had the first bit of bait at 7:30. 10 o'clock I came for a walk around, saw a fish on it, gave it a little bit more bait. It came back with 3 friends. In the meantime I've been fishing here up against the lilies, and I've just basically put some bait on it as it's got 3 fish on the spot, and they've all spooked off. Not to be seen again. Right, it's 3:30. I've been here now since 7 o'clock-ish in the morning, fishing since about 8. I've now moved 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times. I'm back to where I started off. I've gone from here, I've gone onto the other lake, tried to catch those fish down the edge, failed miserably, spooked them off, spoke to the bailiff. He said if they spook, don't expect to see them again. So I've moved to the far side over there where the cutout is. I've seen a few carp over there against the island. I tried to mug one out on bread there, failed miserably, so I thought that I'd try the other lake again. So I tried mugging one out of the lilies on there on bread. That failed, at which point, this is about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, and I got a bit bored and I thought I'd try the other easier lake down there. Gone down there, set up in a swim, loads of reeds, loads of features, put 2 PVA bags tight to the reeds, tight to the far bank, sat back, and I haven't even seen a carp. So yeah, one of those days. Come back in here because like I say, earlier on I saw all the carp along by the island on that side there against the trees. I fed a load of pellet earlier as well, so I've got my right hand rod is currently in the open water. Around about there, underneath the trees. The left hand rod is underneath the trees over to my left hand side, other side of the island, so I'm like bracketing the island. It's going to get an hour or so and then I'm going to chin it. So if you don't see me again, I haven't caught. Ciao for now. Okay, I've just had a bit of excitement. Just had a pike on the right hand rod. Tip's gone round, gone tight, lifted into it, brought it in front of me. It's a pike. It's dropped off, fortunately. Left hand rod's now gone out on a zig. I'm about to go home.